What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing my third and final video on Claudie Wells, the new American Girl historical doll. So I'm excited about it because honestly, when I get a new doll, I like to spend some time just looking at the doll and having a few days to just process like what I like and dislike about it so that I can make a really good review. And that's what I've been doing, so I'm ready to do it. But before we get into it, I have some exciting news. I am almost at 3,000 subscribers, and when I hit that, I am going to be doing a giveaway. This is my very first giveaway I've ever done. I'm so excited. I already have like a survey ready to go so we can do this. And yeah, so that's going to start going live on whatever day I hit 3,000 subscribers. But that being said, the survey is open and I will link it down below. So if you want to be one of the first to enter, you can do that. I won't officially launch it until I hit 3,000, but that doesn't mean that I won't be accepting submissions. So you guys make sure to look out for that because I will be giving away an American Girl doll. I'm not going to talk about who it is or what it is yet because I'm not entirely 100% sure if it's going to be a new or used doll, but either way it's going to be either a new or fully restored American Girl doll that I will be giving away for free. So make sure to enter down below and look out for that video. That being said, that's another day, so today let's talk about Claudie. So first of all, with Claudie, I have noticed that every day that I've had her, and I've had her for about a week now, a little bit under, I can confidently say that every day I like her a little bit more. And truly at this point, like, she is turning into one of my all-time favorite dolls, which you guys know is hard because I have so many. But that being said, I love her. I feel like her new mold is the only mold that's ever grown on me this quickly. I feel like every other mold, it takes me like months and months and months to kind of accept it as a new mold, like in my head where it makes sense to me and it looks like an American Girl doll. But this doll, right away, fell in love her, everything about her. And of course there are concerns and we will talk about those things throughout the video. But first of all, I want to talk about kind of her overall. So I really love that she's a 1920s doll. If you guys have been following me for a long time, you'll know that pretty much every Q&A I've ever done, if someone asks, what's a dream historical for you? I always say I wanted a 1920s doll. So the fact that we finally have Claudie, I feel like she's probably been, in production. They've probably been designing her for years now, but the fact that we now have her and she's in front of us and she's kind of exactly what I wanted, I'm so excited about her. So that does kind of give me a little bit of a bias towards do I really like Claudie or not, but I can tell you guys now that I have a lot of positive things to say about her. So that being said, overall, I think she's gorgeous. I think her hair is fantastic. There are a lot of nods to previous historical dolls, which I really appreciate. I feel like they've kind of done this really cool thing where they've kind of tied in all these like really, I guess, beloved parts of older historicals and created a new doll with that. And I think in that, I know that that's kind of confusing, but to me, it makes sense because think of it. She kind of has like a nod to Addie with just the new face mold in historical, just like Addie had. We also have kind of a nod to Marie Grace with the pin curls and also kind of like the slimmer chin at the bottom. It's kind of comes to a point. We also have the beautiful little pin curls like Cecile, where it is that same style, kind of closer to the head. Not so much Elizabeth Marie Grace inspired, but very much Cecile inspired. She has kind of like the same color palette, but much more muted of Melody and kind of just amazing things. I love her. I think she's gorgeous and I love the fact that they've kind of nodded towards those older dolls. And I know that's probably just me that's kind of, stuck on that, but I just think it's really cool. So this is the back of Claudie's head. Now, I really didn't think about this. I feel like I do show the back of most dolls' heads when I do reviews, but with Claudie, I just didn't really think about it because to me, like, the front of her is just everything. So I am flipping her around so you guys can see her curls. I think they're really pretty, and I noticed that I really can't give you any further context unless I compare her to another doll with, a hair length that most people recognize. So let's go ahead and do that. I thought it'd be funny to kind of put her next to a doll that's really been kind of taking over American Girl as well, and one of those dolls that really had a lot of hype around her is Yvette. So this is Yvette. She has kind of like a medium longish hair. I didn't quite realize just how like similar their hair lengths were going to be because to me it looks like Yvette has much longer hair just in general looking at my collection, but honestly they're kind of similar. I feel like if Claudie's hair was brushed out like Yvette's, it'd probably be a very similar length. Another doll that I'm going to compare her to in the back is number 85. I already compared CLAUDIE to 85 in my last video, comparing CLAUDIE to 5 dolls, but I did not show the back of their heads. So on the left we have CLAUDIE, on the right we have 85, and 85's hair is longer, but again, they both have very shiny, soft hair, those very bouncy, tight curls. They have a very similar texture, very similar style, and CLAUDIE's hair is very soft. So that is a question that I've gotten, and I do love her soft hair. I think it's really pretty. So now it's time to zoom in and really overanalyze this doll's face. So the first thing that I always notice when I look at CLAUDIE, because I just love this in a doll, are her pin curls. I think it makes a doll a million times cuter, and every doll AG has ever released that has pin curls is like one of my favorites of all time. So she's already part of a club that most dolls will never get into. So I mean, that just tells you enough right there. But let's take a look at her face. So her eye color is really interesting. It's very, very similar to Samantha, where it does have that dark decal brown eye. It's not bright like Tenny's, but it is darker, and it does stand out quite a lot. It is really pretty, and it's something that I feel like people don't really pick up on right away, but something that I think adds to the doll quite a lot. Another thing that I noticed right away about CLAUDIE are her eyebrows, because they are a new eyebrow shape. I think it's so fun when AG does this, but I love that they're new. I love that they're interesting. They're all feathered, which I think is really important considering that all of the lined eyebrow dolls have kind of slowly been phased out. So it's definitely something that we're seeing a lot more of. And then the last thing are her painted on eyelashes, which again we've been seeing quite a bit more of from AG. I personally don't mind it. I feel like it's definitely one of those things where you either like it or you don't. And I do like it on CLAUDIE. I feel like it's definitely something I hope they don't do with every doll moving forward, but I don't mind it being on a few. I talked really extensively in my comparison video about CLAUDIE's skin tone, and I kind of compared her to a whole bunch of dolls, but we'll touch on it just a bit here. She does have a very similar skin tone to Addie. It is kind of that like very deep, almost purpley red undertone dark skin that they don't use very often, but they do use it with Addie and a couple other dolls recently, kind of like number 80 as well. And because CLAUDIE is a brand new doll with a brand new face mold, she also has a very unique lip shape they've never done before. So she has a very full bottom lip. Her lip color is kind of like a dark red, almost like with a purple pinkish undertone, very similar to Addie's lip color if you guys have Addie. I love it. I think it's a really beautiful color that goes really well with her skin tone, and it's just very striking. The last thing obviously that we're going to talk about here is her overall face mold, and with CLAUDIE's face mold we are seeing a brand new mold, and that's always exciting to see. Like I said, I really love her mold. I feel like she has very nice voluminous cheeks. She has a really like round face. It's just really, really cute. Like I just feel like she has one of the bigger heads of AG, and I know that sounds weird, but maybe it's because of her body, which we'll get into in a minute. But I just think she has such a very unique and clear appearance, and it's definitely a doll that you're not going to confuse with any other doll that you see. So next I went ahead and took off her dress and her cardigan so I can show you guys kind of what these look like. So as far as the dress, for quality, it is about the same thickness as Blair's meat dress. It is really cute, and I don't mind it because, like Kyla said in her video, it's not see-through. But that being said, it definitely isn't like super thick, and I feel like AG kind of usually does this with meat dresses lately, is kind of make them thinner, and then you have to kind of buy the rest of the collection to get all the thick stuff, but it still is really cute. And here we have her cardigan, which is super thick, seriously like top tier quality, such a pretty mint color. I love the detail on it, and the fact that it has like little ruffles, like just all of the super just clear, adorable details that would be on like real adult clothing is just so fun. Now CLAUDIE also comes with like the standard historical starter pack, so she has the underwear, the bloomer style, she has the knee-high socks, and the Mary Janes, which I think are all really cute. I think they look great on historicals, but definitely not anything that hasn't been done before. But they're classics, so they're good. We love them. And the final piece of CLAUDIE's meat outfit is this bow. I love the color. It matches the cardigan perfectly. Now, a question that I think might be asked is, hey, is the bow like one of those ones where it's kind of like designed, like it's already in place, all you have to do is clip it in or whatever? But this bow actually is like a legit bow. It's actually just one long strip of fabric that you can tie into a bow shape if you want, but it's definitely not something that's like perfect all the time. Alright, so it's time to address the elephant in the room. about Claudie's body. So as you guys can see, I have Claudie on the left and an old TLC kit I'm restoring on the right. Now this kit is a bit older, so she does have a little bit more stuffing than most dolls, but you know what, it's basically the same. So as you guys can see, Claudie is skinnier. I wouldn't say it's like ridiculously different, like you're not gonna notice it if you weren't like specifically looking for it, but yes, Claudie is quite a bit skinnier. It's nothing crazy, but I just think AG didn't use as much stuffing on her. Maybe her stitching is a little bit more restricted, but I do think overall it's nothing wildly different. It does make her head look a little bit bigger, like which I said before I think is adorable. So I will go ahead and now show you her in an outfit that is meant for, you know, a normal sized AG doll. I decided I wanted to pick a top that wasn't necessarily like super tight fitted on normal dolls, so you guys could see if something already wasn't super tight, would it look really baggy on Claudie or not. So this is Kanani's PJ top, and on normal dolls it isn't necessarily loose, but it's definitely not like super tight fitted, and so it looks interesting on Claudie because as you guys can see, it definitely is a little bit more loose. You can't really see the shape of her body, but it doesn't look bad by any means, so I'm not really concerned about that. So here you can see me kind of pulling back the clothes. This is quite a bit tighter than it looks on a normal doll, like I said, but it does have this much space if I pull it really tight, but I'd probably say about half of this is actually realistically what it would be. So I do think she is a little bit skinnier than most dolls, but like I said, nothing crazy, nothing that I feel super concerned about. Now that being said, since I am doing a review, I do feel like I need to say at least a couple things about Claudie that maybe I would have done differently, or maybe things that I'm not necessarily like a huge fan of. But like I said, the doll itself I'm obsessed with. So the only things that I can maybe point out are that her dress is kind of thin. Like it's thinner than I would like it to be, but then again, you know, that's really not a huge deal. It's not about the doll itself, it's about the clothing that you're probably not going to keep on the doll all the time. Another thing is her skinny body. Obviously that's not ideal. I'd prefer that all my dolls are the same size so they can all wear the same clothes and look the same, and I can kind of expect what I'm going to get out of that, but again, it's fine if they switch it up a little bit, nothing too crazy. The only other thing is I'm not a huge fan of the face paint. I don't really want to see like a ton of dolls moving forward with this look, and I feel kind of like since we got Yvette and Maritza and McKenna who all had that makeup, and now we have Claudie who kind of has that same style, I am kind of thinking maybe this is the route they're going, which I wouldn't be super excited about. But you know what, I'm gonna see, maybe they won't, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to subscribe and join the family. Like I said, I'm really close to 3,000 subscribers, and when I hit that milestone, I will be doing a giveaway, and it's just fun in general to be able to make videos and talk to you guys about dolls. So make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know if you have Claudie and what you think of her, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye guys!